Like, even I mentioned your optimistic predictions, you wouldn't have guessed double figures for Cook and McKinnie and the minutes Dotson gave you. That was pretty impressive
I mean,
stuff.
those guys, I give those guys a lot of credit. I thought they were really terrific tonight. Certainly when Alex went down, we were incredibly shorthanded because he plays so many different positions for us. But between Devon, Tyler, Alfonso, Kobe, all those guys coming off the bench, I thought really provided a huge lift on both ends of the floor and a good boost for our team. And, I think it's good to see those guys' hard work get rewarded.
What do you like specifically about what McKinnie brings in this limited stint that he's had?
Well, he's a great guy. He's a team guy. He, I think, is learning just our system. When I say our system, just terminology, how we're playing, things we're running. And he's done a really good job of picking that up pretty quickly, considering we've had so much limited time together practicing. And then I think he shot the ball well. He can put it on the floor. He's unselfish. And then he gives you, I think, a lot of length on the perimeter defensively. And, he's fit in very, very well and has given us at different points in time since he's been here, a nice boost in versatility off the bench.
Any early update on Alex?
No, just a foot right now. That's all I heard. I think he kind of landed kind of funny. I don't know. I'll probably find out a little bit more. But I hadn't heard anything other than he wasn't going to return.
Two pretty good offensive teams in a row for Vooch. It seemed like the way they were switching, he was pretty aggressive, attacking size mismatches inside. What did you see from him? And do you think this kind of 2-game stretch here is something that can be sustainable?
Well, the thing I felt really good about for him tonight is, when they started Wood at the 5, he's incredibly long, but they switch a lot because of his versatility and things that he can do. Like he can guard 1 through 5. So I think to start the game, we got in some situations where we were able to establish Vooch in the post. And I think going inside and, he played from there in that first quarter and he established himself. I thought tonight, he shot it. He posted, he kind of got everything involved tonight. And Vooch is just going to keep getting better. First of all, he's too good of a player. He works incredibly hard. And I think he's finding his way with a new team. And I think that probably for an adjustment period for him it's a little bit different because, he's playing pick and roll with DeMar. He's playing pick and roll with Kobe. He's playing pick and roll with Zach. He's playing pick and roll with Lon. There's a lot of guys, that he's got to get on the same page with. And I think our guys are figuring out, how to utilize him as well. So it's been good to see him, at least I hope. I didn't talk to him, but, get to your point more and more in a comfortable rhythm offensively.
Kobe too broke out. Is it anything more than shots falling for him, or were there little procedural things that you saw?
I think for Kobe, this has been really hard, and this is just my perspective. I'm not saying that Kobe said that, and how I view it is, here's a guy that came in and the ball was in his hands a lot, and then, he has got to deal with his shoulder issue. The team totally changes. Then he gets, he's in COVID protocols. And, he's just trying to find his way. And, you take a guy like Kobe and he's playing, off the ball a little bit more. There's a learning curve there, and I even told him tonight just to be aggressive and attack and, take advantage of your opportunities. I thought he had some good looks that, he didn't necessarily knock down, but he maintained his aggressiveness, and you feel confident enough with him as a player that, that he's going to bounce back. And I've always said he's got great resiliency and great bounce back ability. But I think for him, it's probably been a little bit hard just because of what he's done his first 2 years in the league. It's drastically changed to where he is now. And it's something he's got to learn, how to work through and how to, take advantage of his opportunities, when they come. But he's been great. And I was happy that he played well tonight. And I was happy that he was aggressive.
Ours pick and roll chemistry. Kind of what do you see on that right now? I haven't seen that build.
Well, I mean, I think it's twofold. It's one, it's also like in the first half, they were switching a lot. Then they came out in the third quarter and they started blitzing and trapping. So, I think those guys, the communication, that's the one thing that I said about DeMar and even Vooch is they're going to talk through those kind of things when those things are happening. And I thought early in the game, in the early in the third quarter, DeMar found Vooch in kind of the pocket in the middle of the floor, and then Vooch was able to make some plays. And then there was a couple switches, and we got Vooch on some post-ups off to some pick and rolls, and then there was some opportunities for DeMar to play, in the mid-range. So a lot of those guys working together is basically how they're being guarded, because it's not like every single game everybody's guarding the pick and roll the same way. They'll see a lot of different coverages throughout the course of the game, and they're really good at communicating and trying to get on the same page with one another.
You've been sort of pairing Zach and Vooch obviously a lot. Do you really pregame about
Yeah.
less than this guy? But do you feel like letting those guys get a chance to play more together during this stretch will be a
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been good. I mean, DeMar's really carried our second unit in a lot of ways. I mean, he's kind of, come out and started the game, and it's kind of, he'd feel the game out and, figure out how he's being guarded, who's guarding him, what's available, what's open. I mean, he's very, very cerebral, very, very bright, very, very smart, and certainly very experienced. But in the second unit is kind of where he's really got himself going. But I think the more that, those two guys are, to your point, playing together, the more comfortable they're going to get with one another.
You've touched on this dynamic pretty consistently throughout the season, but what takeaway do you have from this team navigating an atypical week and coming out in a back-to-back and playing at the level that they did in consecutive nights with contributions from different guys?
No, I mean, it's a great group, Casey. It's a great group of guys. And I knew, like, coming in last night, with one day of practice, whatever it was, a week where it's all just individual skill work, I knew they'd come in and compete. Like, that's the one thing I'll say about our guys is they'll compete. They play hard. They work hard. And listen, there was going to be some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows, some bumps in the road, last night. And there was tonight. We're going to have to regain ourselves. We're going to have to regain our chemistry. We're going to have to regain our rhythm. There's got to be a lot of things that we've got to go through. I think that, after the Toronto game, we do get 3 days where we can get maybe a little bit more whole. But I think, what these guys have done speaks to their competitive character. It's been a great group and a great group of guys as people. And I think there's kind of one common goal and one common vision. I think all those guys have kind of put their focus and their effort towards, one, how can I help and impact winning? And as a group, how do we play stylistically, to take advantage of the skill set and the talent that this group has. And they've all been on the same page. And like I said to you guys, way back when, I give them a lot of credit, coming in, a day after Labor Day and trying to get to work and stuff like that. I mean, it's been great. And I think, to your point, what they did the last for on a back-to-back, coming off what they did, to me was really, really impressive. Not that, we're perfect, but just the focus, the concentration, and trying to do things. And even in the Laker game where we got behind and it wasn't going well, and the third quarter was a struggle, just the ability to keep fighting and playing. And I really respect and appreciate just how they've handled everything that's been thrown at them so far this year. Okay, thank you.
City, you never got a call up, but then you end up playing for other teams.
Nah, I mean, even when I played with Windy City, like it was great just because, my family, they got to come out every single night. Got to go home and get home, cook meals. So, like I said, that was a great opportunity, and it helped me get other opportunities, and I mean, I'm here now. So,
just describe these couple of weeks, man? You signed, whole team has an outbreak and shuts down. Like what is it?
Man, this last couple of weeks been crazy. It's been crazy. Get the call up, fly to Miami, played, and then the next two games get postponed. So I mean, it was crazy. Just something out of my control. But I was in every day, still putting in the work, still working, and getting to know guys and the staff and everything. And I'm just just happy to be a part of this organization and be able to come out and play.
You were and what your initial reaction was when you got the first call up?
Yeah, I actually was in Greensboro. I had just got to Greensboro. I think we had a back-to-back in Greensboro, and early morning I was laying in bed. My agent called and he was like, "Oh yeah, like what you doing?" I'm chilling. He like, "Oh, how would you like to go to Miami with the Bulls?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like I was just so excited think my mom was the first person I called. My mom was my best friend, and yeah, like I said, it honestly a dream come true. Just me being from here, growing up watching the Bulls, and just being from the West Side of Chicago.
You've obviously been through a lot of ups and downs in your career. What keeps you going?
To be honest, man, I just got a vision for myself. Like, I just want the best for me and my family. And, in order to do so, I wake up every day and just get to it, to be honest. And I mean, I'm a guy, I know, it's going to be a lot of downs, a lot of ups. And, I just got to stick with it and, just keep going day in, day out. And I mean, it's gotten me this far. So
How do you think you've played? I mean, how do you think you played with this opportunity?
I feel like I played pretty well. I mean, my main goal is just to come in with any opportunity, just come in and try to take full advantage of it, no matter what it is. And I just want to go out each night. Whenever my number called, just go out and put forth max effort. So.
Come to many games as a kid, or just on TV?
Nah, man. I remember being in the house with my grandmother, and I used to try to rush to the TV to catch the intro for the Bulls game. I always thought the Bulls had the dopest intro. Even now, like standing out there on the court and just hearing the intro and seeing the Bull run through the other team bus and stuff like that, like that's something I remember, like being excited to see as a kid. And didn't go to many games as a kid, but as I got older, I went to a couple. And
That you ended up in Mexico City. How did it work out that you ended up in Mexico City? They were just looking for people to stock that team, or?
I mean, I just got a call. It was an opportunity. I thought it was a good one, and it was a great opportunity for me. Helped me get to this point right here today, and it was an interesting experience. Just being a part of a Mexican culture team. I've played in Mexico before. But, just being a part of the first team they've had in the G League, it was special for me. And, I thank those guys because, to be honest, without those guys, helping me this year and me being a part of that organization, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So
Been a little disjointed because of the pause and, being limited to individual work for a week. But I'm wondering what it's been like for you acclimating to the locker room and the feedback you've gotten from the guys and kind of how that's fit in for you.
I mean, I think they like me. I'm a likable guy. But nah, I mean, it's been cool. I mean, I started my first year in the league in Toronto, so kind of know DeMar. Was with Alex last year. Just been a part of the Windy City Bulls too. I know a lot of the guys that's in the offices. So it's been a pretty easy acclimation to adjust. So. Appreciate y'all.